Hello, I am pleased to tell you about HTML. So HTML in full means hypertext markup language. It is a tool used to build web pages. You have been visiting different websites. I don't know if you have wondered how these web pages that together make up a website are created. So HTML is one of the technologies that are used to create web pages. So HTML isn't a WYSIWYG word processor or desktop publishing tool, meaning if you have been using Word, whatever text, whatever character, whatever content you put in it, when you print the document, you will still get it. So for HTML, it is not the case. So WYSIWYG means what you see is what you get. So in HTML, the tags, the different codes that we are going to use, we don't see them in the output. We only see the contents created using those tags. So that's why HTML is used to define the content of a document, what it says. So HTML does not control the layout of the document, how it looks. For the layout, we will be using cascading style sheet. So HTML uses tags. So tags are HTML codes enclosed in angle brackets, opening angle bracket and the closing one. Example of a tag is BR. So BR means break the line. To be able to do this, you will have to install a program called Sublime Text. Of course, you might have other programs which work as HTML editors apart from Sublime Text. You can go for Notepad++, this one, Notepad++, or simply Notepad. You can go for Edit Plus, like this. You can go for Jenny, like this. So it's up to you to choose which program to use, but the one called Sublime Text is really a good program because you don't have to write all the tags from scratch. You simply write the initials of the tag immediately. The full tag will be written with all the properties and attributes required. So with Sublime Text, we are going to save this file first. Save as where on the desktop. We create a folder called HTML on the desktop and we open it as well. The file we are going to create, we call it first.html. So first is the name, then .html. This is the extension showing the type of this file, which is HTML. Save. Then we write HTML like this. So when we press enter, this code should come in. So when you see HTML document starting with this line, exclamation mark doc type HTML, you will immediately know that the page you are working with has been created using HTML5. For the documents which are created using HTML version 4, they start with HTML only. So the first tag here is head, not the first, the third one on the third line, it is head. So head here is the one in which different tags that hold information related to this web page we are creating, such as title and so on, they are included. We can give it the title as first web page. Then this tag body, you have seen that some of the tags are having opening and closing ones. Head, it is being closed at this level. Body, it is being closed at line number 8. HTML, which has been opened at line number 2, it is now being closed at line number 9. So most of the HTML tags, they have the opening tag and the closing tag. So within the body, this is where our content are put. Let's say we write welcome to our first web page. This is the content we are inserting in the body. So to see the output of this file, we right click, then we choose open in the browser. It should open. So as you see, this is the input text that we have given. So what if we proceed welcome with H1? No? We refresh, immediately you see the difference. So heading 1 makes the text bigger as the titles. So we can also put heading 2. We put it here. Heading 3. Heading 4. Heading 5. Can even stop at this heading. Let's refresh the page to see the difference. So the difference is shown here on the page. So level 5 or heading 5 is somehow smaller than the previous headings. So what if we go on by adding more contents? We use this BLR, which means break the line. So this one is like pressing enter key on the keyboard. It moves the cursor to the next line. Immediately, let's see how to create an ordered list. To create an ordered list, we use OL tag. OL means ordered list. To display the list item number 1, we use LI, meaning list item. Let's say desktop. Laptop. Screen. List item. Tablet. So we try to refresh to see the output of these additional tags. So immediately, this is the list which is numbered using Arabic numbers. What if we want to use alphabets, A, B, C, or what if we want to use Roman numbers? So we go to ordered list, we choose type property, then we call it like this. So immediately it is using Roman numbers. What if we wanted to use alphabets like this? So A, B, C, D, and so on. So what if we wanted to start at the N, then N, M, L, and so on? Here we add another property which is called the start. So any in English alphabets, it is on position number 14. So we put 14. We refresh. Immediately the list should start with the N and so on. So what if we wanted to use capital alphabets here? So for the typo, we don't put A small, we put A capital. Then it should do change. So what if we wanted to create a list which is now, we first break the line, the list which is unordered, we use UL, standing for unordered list. So list item number 1, RAM, list item number 2, ROM, list item number 3, motherboard, list item number 4, processor, like this. So of course here we add the any ordered list title, like this. We try to refresh to see the result. Immediately you observe the result. This is the list which has been created using symbols. So what if we want to collect information from people? Information like family name, last name, age, date of birth, and so on. So we start with the first name. We use the tag called input. This one provides a box in which users can type their first name. So the type here, we make it text. Name, we call it F name. Before we move to the next line, we have to put BR to avoid that the following contents will come on the same line as first name. So we push them on the next line. Family name, input type, text. Name, error name. We again push the next content to the next line. What about age? Input type, text, name, age. We again go to the next line. Username, input type, text, name, user. We go to the next line. Password, again input type. Here for the password, the input type is not text. The input type is going to be password. To avoid that, once typing the password, some people nearby us will see it. So we hide it by making the type password. Name, we call it PW. Of course, at this level, we again go to the next line. The date of birth, input type. Again, the type here is not going to be text nor password. It is going to be date. To enable us choose the date correctly, like this. So the last thing that we are to add is the button. Of course, if you are to collect information from people, they need to have a button in which or on which they have to to press and send their information. So the type here, we can call it submit. Name, we can call it save. Then value property is going to be saved like this. So you might ask yourselves what the difference is between value property and the name property. Well, value property is used to display this save over the button. So the button name will be save. But this name property, as you can see, it has been used all over the labels and input boxes we have added so far. These ones are used to refer to this first name while recording. So in the next video, I will show you how to use PHP programming. So you might need to enter this first name in the database, the family name in the database, and so on. To do it, we will refer to this input box using this name. property. So this value is only used to display this word save over the button as the button name. Let's try to refresh and check the output of our codes. So this is it. When we write family name like this, the first name, then the family name. Let's say age is this one. Username, let's say the password like this. As you see, the password is not shown as I type. It should be hidden. So the date of birth here, we click here, then of course I was not born in 2021, so I have to move back 1980 something, 1984 like this. It was in April on 4th. So this is my date of birth. So then I should click on save, of course, if I am sure that this page is somehow linked to a database which should receive the information that I have entered. Of course, at this level, it is not yet connected to the database. So as you see, age, family name, first name, and so on, they all have different characters. So this causes the problem of disorganization. As you see, this input box for age is not on the same level as the one for first name or family name and so on. To solve this issue, we are going to use tables. So tables in HTML, they are created using table tag like this. So as you see, the table opens and the table should close. So the table is made up by rows and also by columns or cells. So this row number 1 is going to contain first name. So the first name is to be put on the first column in the first cell. Then this box is going to appear on the next cell, meaning on the second column. So this is row 1, row 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So our table should have maximum 7 rows. Then what about columns? This is column number 1, column number 2, 1, 2. So the table is going to be 2 times 7, meaning 2 columns, 7 rows. So this is TD. So TR means table row, TD means table data. This is the first cell on the first row. So we add a second cell on the first row. We are going to copy and paste these 6 times. 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we are done. So in total, we should have 7 rows, then 2 columns. So this is the first content we are going to put. We are going to cut it down where we have done it previously. We paste it here. The input box for family name, we also cut it and we put it here like this. Then family name, TD again. So this is the first row, the second row, first row, second row. We are at row number 3. So age, we also cut it, we put it here. Next, the box in which age is going to be displayed. Age, where are you? Here. Maybe for age, we can follow it with the date of birth. to make it consistent. Once someone writes his or her age, he or she should immediately select his or her date of birth. So this one, we push it up like this. So we go to the next row. There is a row that we have jumped here. We have to bring it down here. This one is also to be used. So username is the next. So TD username, TD closing, meaning this is the one cell of this row which is going to display username. Then where the username is going to be written, the box is going to be like this. It is another cell which opens at this level, then the box will come in. And this is the end of the row. The next, what is next is the password. After the password, we have this save button. The button, we bring it here, we put it here. So as you have seen, these BR tags that have helped us to push the next content on the next line, like this, BR, such that the next content will come on the next line. We have left them behind. Why? Because we don't need them in tables. So tables, they put things on the next line as you close the row. For instance, when you write like that, TR then TR ending, it means we are ending the line. So the content of the next line will go to the next line where it starts. So we don't have to use BR here while using tables. No, the table does it itself automatically. So let's try to refresh. When we refresh, you will see that our stuff, they are now ordered, organized. In other terms, the first name and so on, they appear in the first column, and these boxes, they also appear in the second column. So what if we want to show that this is really a table? You know how the table is structured. You know, we should have lines here, lines here, lines showing that this is really a table. So to do it, we go to Table tab, then we add a property called border. We provide value 1, for instance. We refresh. Immediately, you should see that this is really a table. The line is showing where one cell is ending, where the next is starting, where the first column is ending, and so on. They have come in. Now, what if you want to increase the volume of each and every cell? We are going to use another property called cell padding. Let's say we provide value 16. We try to refresh. Immediately, the volume of each and every cell has become bigger. So what if we wanted to, increase the space between each and every cell? We use cell spacing. So refresh. The space between various cells, it is now bigger. It is 16. So these are the properties which are used together with table tag. So what if we wanted to increase this line bordering the table to make it bigger? So we have to increase the value of border to 6, for instance. We refresh. Immediately, you see the difference. So these are the properties that I wanted you to have a knowledge about. So let us, remove them from the table heading like this. So we should remain with something like that. So what if someone is also to provide additional information? Let's say after table we have the paragraph closing, we add another paragraph. Let's say we have choose sex like this, BR. Then male, input type. The type for, of course, to choose sex, in some cases, radio buttons they are used, which allow you to choose at least one option among the list. So we call it radio. Type, we call it radio. Name, we call it male. BR, female. Input type, it is radio. Then name, female. We try to refresh. So this is it. Male, if you are a male, you have to select this one. If you are a female, you have to select this one. So this is what we call radio buttons. What if a user is to select more than one options? So you don't have to use these ones. You will instead let's add another paragraph. Choose your preferred domains. Domain or domains in plural. So BR like this. Now domain number one, computer programming. Input type, the type here we call it checkbox. Name we call it CP for computer programming. Of course we have to go to the next line. Web designing, this is the second option. WD, type is checkbox, name is the one to be WD. We go to the next line, BR, machine learning. Input type, checkbox. ML, BR, we add another maybe domain, data science. Input type, checkbox, DS, like this. So let's try to refresh to see how these checkboxes look like. So checkbox here is not well spelled. Checkbox for computer programming. That's why this box was coming in. So if my preferred domain is computer programming, web design, and maybe machine learning, I will be, selecting each and every of my preferred domain. So what if we want to leave one of the options, selected? Let's say machine learning is the one to be left selected. We use this attribute called checked like this. So we refresh. Immediately machine learning should be the one checked by default. Of course, if you don't want it, you can uncheck it. For sex or so, we can do it and we leave female as checked like this. Of course, if you are not a female, you will have to select another one. So with the HTML, you can do a number of things. These are some of the few examples. Let's say you want your users to leave their comments, in a box. Leave your comments here, like this. So to do it, we will use a tag called text area. Let's say maximum length, they should not exceed 120 characters. Of course, we have to refresh. Leave your comments here. They have to write their comments. Of course, in case the characters reaches 120, the system will not allow me to keep typing. So this is it. Again, we go to P. There is another paragraph that we have added. What if you wanted to write the formula of water? Normally the formula of water is written like this, but this too is down in the subscript. So of course, to force it in the subscript, we use this sub tag and we close it like this. We try to refresh. You should see that the formula of water, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Of course, this 2 is in the bottom or in the subscript. So to do it, we use this one. What if we wanted to write the quadratic formula? Of course, with the quadratic formula, it is ax squared plus bx plus c. So how to push these 2 at the top? We use this tag called like this, sup, for superscript. This is a subscript, this is a superscript. So we try to refresh like this. Of course, we have not included the BR here to force the next content on the next line like this. So this is it, the formula of quadratic equation. So what if we want it to be bold? We use this tag B, and B, we close it at this level. So immediately it is becoming bold. You can even, make it italic using I tag. We close I at this level. We refresh. So what if you want it to be underlined? You will use a tag called U. U means underlined. We close U. We try to refresh. Immediately our contents are underlined. So let's see how to add a photo or an image. To add an image, first of all, we have to locate it. Let us add one of these two images. As you remember, while starting, we have created a folder on the desktop that we have called HTML. So we paste these photos in this folder called HTML on the desktop. So we right click one of the pictures, then we choose properties. You will see that this is the name of the file and this is the type of it. The type of this photo is JPG. In some of other cases, it can be PNG, bitmap, GIF, and so on, different formats. So we right click rename to choose or to copy the name of this file. Why copy? Because we might write it wrongly and the photo will not coming in. For instance, we can write email without this dash between email and to. So to add a photo, we also create another paragraph. So the tag to include a photo is img for image. So source here, we put the name of the photo dot the type of the photo, like this. So when we refresh, the photo should be coming in. So what if the photo is now bigger, wider, and larger, and maybe higher, and we want to control its width and height? We need to add additional properties here, two additional properties, one for width, another for height like this. So we make it 100 for height and for width. So we refresh. Immediately you can see the photo is now having 100 pixels and 100 pixels for width and height. So what if we want to set a background color to this page? We go in the body tag. We use the property called big color for background color. We set it as silver. We refresh. Immediately silver should be working as the background color of our first page. So you can change the color using also these codes. I don't know if you have ever heard about RGB, the three basic colors which provide other colors. So RGB, red, green, and blue. So when we write FF, we mean that the background color should be red, because the value here is red. Then this 00, they are standing for green, and these last two zeros, they are standing for blue. So each color is represented by two characters. So as FF, it is the maximum value for red. When we refresh, the color should be red. So when we make red 00, the green we provide the value, so the background color should be green. So what if green is also 0, but blue is given the value like that? So what if we only give the value to red and blue, and green is left as 0, red and blue? They provide this color. What if we leave red as 0, then green and blue green plus blue, we are going to see the color it gives. So it gives this color. What if red, green, and blue, they are all given values? So it should be white. So white is the combination of red, green, and blue. So instead of setting the background color, you can also set a background photo which will be appearing in the background of your page. We use this tag called background. We go back to our HTML folder. So we use this photo as the background. Of course, we have to check again the type. It is JPG. We put the name, then JPG. So as you remember, we are using background property. We refresh our page. Immediately, the photo is acting as the background of our web page. So in some of the cases, you might have seen some information that appear within the text boxes. For instance, saying enter your first name, enter your family name, your age, please, and so on within the text boxes. So to do it, you go to first name, then you use the property called placeholder. Enter your first name like this. So we refresh. You will see that the message telling you what to do with this text box is coming in. So we can even copy this. We put it here for family name. We change first as last like this. This. Then what about the edge? Edge also we can add another placeholder. Your edge place like this. So like this, you have helped the person who will be using this page to know what to put in each and every box. We again create another paragraph. What if we want to, we want to include a link. A link is a text on which the user clicks and it directs him or her to another page on the internet. We use this this tag ahref. A means anchor, h hyper, then ref means reference. Anchor, hyper, reference. Let's say we wanted to open this page. Like this. Of course, this is the link which is to be open when someone clicks on click here. So someone will click here and immediately this link will open. We try to refresh. Immediately click here is coming in. When you click here, immediately google.rw should open. So we refresh our page. Click here link has been created. When you click on it, immediately it directs us to google.rw. So this is it.